Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's I'm going to be reviewing a Mazda Miata Sport. This is the best affordable sports car you can buy. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Orem Mazda here in Orem, Utah, for some time with this car. This particular one is available for sale for the time being, so if you're interested, link to their website in the description down below, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 6-speed manual transmission. Fuel economy is 26 around town and then 34 on the highway, with power outputs being 181 horsepower and then 151 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, this one's finished in everyone's favorite color, Soul Red. It's such a cool color on the Mazdas. And then we've got the new headlights here for the 24 Miata. Got the Mazda logo front and center. Notice the grille here at the bottom is all blacked out. Still have that smiley face there. And then I like the little ground effects. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, putting it all together, it's a good looking car. Now our turn wheel setup is 195 by 50 by 16 in the front and over in the rear. Yes, that is correct. This Miata has wheels that are smaller than the brake rotors on most modern cars. I love how the wheels are blacked out on the Miata. And you get the little turn signal indicator there on the side. Got the blacked out mirror cap. I like how it's blacked out there to kind of match the soft top with the pillars and everything. That's cool looking. And then here's our full side view with the Miata. Take a look at the key fob. We got our Mazda logo here, lock and unlock, and then we have the unlock for the trunk. And speaking of trunk, the Miata is not a super big car by any means. That's kind of part of the design. But the trunk, I mean, it's got a decent amount of storage space here with the soft top. And then I like the closing actuation, it's really nice. Again, you got the Mazda logo, MX-5. We've got the new taillight design, which just looks a little bit sharper, a little bit more modern. And we have the antenna here at the top. And then you can see the exhaust tips there at the bottom. And putting it all together, I still think the Miata looks so cool because it just has that classic roadster appearance. Now with the Sport, you don't get the cool coloration brought into the interior like the higher end packages in the Miata, but we still have some nice soft touch where you can rest your arm. We've got all of our window controls, mirror adjustments. There's a quick look at the mirror. Then we do have cloth seats. Again, this is the entry level Miata. Manually adjustable. We do have our 3-pedal layout there at the bottom. Stability control, you can see for safety stuff. And then notice we've got that little vent right there. Now taking a quick look at the steering wheel, we've got nice soft touch trim all around. I like this trim as well, it's super sharp looking. Cruise control, I've got controls there for the center, volume controls, all of that, and then you've got your regular stocks there behind the steering wheel as well. We've got Mazda's 3-gauge layout here with the tachometer front and center. Just makes it look extra sporty overall, and kind of reminds me of a Porsche to an extent, but that is a screen there off to the side where you can see different bits of info on the Miata. In reverse, we do have a backup camera there. Resolution with it's pretty decent. And then as for the infotainment system, with 24, the Miata now has the infotainment system of the other Mazdas, so it's not a touchscreen. Everything's controlled via a little dial system. Single zone climate down below, and then you've got some little USBs there. Shifter here for the 6-speed manual transmission. Got our parking brake. We have this for the center infotainment system. And this is nice, little storage area. We of course have the Mazda's cup holders, which you can move it to the side here as well. And then this is the glove box for the Miata. It's behind the seats. And the reason that is because there's no glove box here. Now it is raining today, so with the top, I'm not going to do the full opening because I don't want to get water in the car. But basically you just pull this latch, it automatically rolls down the windows once you do that. And then you essentially just slide the top back down. It's done super easily, all in one motion. So I guess I'll just lift it up a little bit so you guys can see that kind of function. And then when you come back, obviously you latch it in, and then you do have to do the windows yourself when it comes to putting those back up. So here's a quick look at the window sticker for 2024 Miata. And you can see the total MSRP there, $30,765 on this version. Let's see how it drives. So quick disclaimer, every single time I review a Miata, I always talk about how the GoPro point of view is probably not going to be the best. There's just not enough room in the interior for me to be able to basically show you guys. I'm a little bit too tall. If I was like, I don't know, 5'6"-ish, 5'7", that would be perfect. That would be the perfect height for you to be able to see with the GoPro on my head. But anyways, there's your view. And then throughout the rear. And, well, let us set off. Well, actually setting off in the Miata, first things first, manual transmission. Really sharp. This is such a notchy manual. I still cannot comprehend why anyone would even buy the automatic with the Miata. It's like, if you don't know how to drive manual, learn how to drive it. This is a pretty forgiving manual transmission, so a great car to learn how to drive manual. So much fun. And you know, it doesn't have a massive amount of power, but it's a small car, it's lightweight, so it makes good use of the power that it does happen to have. I feel like I'm so close to everything in the Miata. That's the one thing about this interior, is it's definitely tight. It's not bad, but interesting. Yeah, with these smaller tires and no LSD, it's interesting to see kind of how the driving dynamics are a little bit different with this. Start at a second here. You hear everything in this car. Like, I can hear the water swirling around in the wheel wells. It really forces you to focus on the whole driving part of the driving experience, rather than the distraction part of the modern driving experience with the big screens and the people texting and all of that. It's nice. It's a nice departure from, I don't know, normal cars. It really is. So with the sport package, excuse me, it doesn't quite have the same frills as the loaded up Miata, but I still like it. It drives well. This is still a very nice look. I mean, again, even though it's hard touch plastics everywhere, it's like, who cares? The whole point of this car is two things: this right here and this thing, and then obviously under the hood. So I guess three things, right? The end of the hood is enough power to move this car. The shifter's amazing, and the steering, it's so precise, and you've got a lot of feedback. You know exactly what's happening with the car. It's just fun. It's a fun car. And the Sport, I think it's pretty underrated. $30,000, and you have a super fun car that's also extremely reliable. So let me know what you guys think about the Miata Sport. But I think for a lot of people, this is the Miata to get. 30 grand instead of spending 40 grand on a, you know, club or a grand touring.